Welcome to the land of enchantment, the great state of New Mexico, for the 25th anniversary of the Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, the biggest ballooning event in the world. We're here at the 25th anniversary of hot air ballooning in this great state, and below me right now are over 800 beautiful hot air balloons. Every October, pilots from all over the world come to New Mexico to celebrate the great sport of ballooning. It's a colorful, challenging aero sport, and it's a grand festivity. And you know, over 1.5 million people attend over a period of 9 days. For 1996, a record 900 balloons will participate in this magnificent event. We'll see intense competitions for cash prizes, also a 1997 Pontiac, and even a new home valued at $100,000 for the grand prize. We'll also experience the launch of America's Challenge Gas Balloon Race, a non-stop distance competition that can keep balloonists in the air for days. Many pilots come to Albuquerque just to fly for the excitement of ballooning. We'll see over 400 balloons launch at once in a mass ascension. We'll get an up-close look at some amazing special shapes. Albuquerque has become famous for imagination in the sky, so you'll see all kinds of special shaped balloons. And then there are the spectators, all kinds of spectators, even a few special shaped spectators. All ages from all over the world come to share the magic of ballooning. I'm standing here at the base of a monument that's dedicated to the great sport of hot air ballooning. At the top of this monument is a name. It's the name of the founder, and that name is Sid Cutter.
All I did is get it started, and then we had a committee that really took it over and made it grow in a nice, healthy manner, and they've done a terrific job.
Sid, what do you see in the future, say in the next 10 years for ballooning here at Albuquerque?
Well, you know, we're awful optimistic out here in the Southwest. We finally have been recognized as being in the United States. You know, you don't need a passport to get here now because of ballooning, really. And we had such a good time at the first World Championship that we hosted the second in 1975, and that had 162 balloons. And so it's just kept growing and growing and growing. And this year we had 850, they said. It turns out with special shapes and the cast balloons that we have 902.
This is the 25th anniversary of ballooning in the great state of New Mexico and the city of Albuquerque. Who would have ever imagined that it would turn into be the largest thing in the world, the mecca of ballooning in the world? 900 balloons. How did this happen?
Well, it started 25 years ago with 13 balloons, which at that time was most of the balloons in the world anyway. You know, some people had some vision, and a lot of us were very surprised to see it happen. But it's here, and we're going to make sure that it continues to grow and grow and grow.
You know, when you come to Albuquerque, New Mexico, there's one thing that you absolutely must not miss out on. That's the Old Tap, where you can find chili ristras and all kinds of good stuff. You know, when you come to Albuquerque, there's one thing you don't want to miss out on. It's the M&J Sanitary Tortilla Factory, where Bea Montoya is a matriarch of New Mexican food. Hi, Bea, how are you? Good to see you. Get ready to set yourself free during the next hour. Get ready to fly, and be ready for all kinds of surprises. I'm standing beside the carriage of a hot air balloon. However, the pilots affectionately call it their basket or their gondola. It's wicker, it's designed to absorb shock. It's very, very functional. On the bottom, it has big oak runners to protect the bottom of the basket, surrounded by very, very thick rawhide. Here we have handling ropes for the crew. One of the more important features are the uprights. Now we have the leather covering here just for beauty and also to protect the inside from getting damaged. It's made of nylon. These are nylon poles. The idea is to absorb shock on landing. Also, inside each of these, there are 4 of them, are 8mm aircraft cables. These things have the strength of 8,000 pounds each. So we have 32,000 pounds of protection here on this. And the balloon, this particular balloon is capable of lifting around 1,600 pounds. So we have a large margin of safety. The ropes you see intertwined here with the wicker are for aesthetics. However, they serve a more important reason. If you'll notice inside here, we have 6 handles. These are for the passengers to hold on during a landing. A passenger is instructed to bend his knees, hold 2 separate handles, and face forward during the landing process. This step is for the convenience of the passengers getting in, and you just load yourself up like that, and you're in the balloon. Over here, we have the tanks. They're 2 15-gallon stainless steel tanks full of propane. It's the same type propane you use to fry your catfish. From here, we go up to with the fuel lines up to the burner. We'll turn this on here. Right here, we have the pilot light. We turn this over. The O means on. We hit the piezo igniter. We light the pilot light. And here we have the backup burner. And here we have the main burner. This gives us our fuel pressure. We have a crossover valve here, so if I need to, I can turn this burner on, and it also ignites this one at the same time, and vice versa. We can turn all 4 of these on if we need extra power. Sometimes, in a rare occasion, in serious competition, you may have to turn these on and these to pull out of a rapid descent. The fuel comes in through the main fuel line. It goes up through the coils, and it's liquid fuel. Now, as the burner comes on, it expands that liquid and turns it into gas, and it accelerates it. That's why it comes out of here so fast. That's why it's so hot. These 2 burners are capable of producing approximately 40 million BTU. That's more heat than it takes to heat a 2,200 square foot house in 1 month. Up here we have a pressure valve that tells us what the pressure of our fuel is. Here we have a fuel gauge, so we know when we're running out of fuel. We also have on board the typical aircraft instruments, such as a variometer, and we also have a very, very important instrument. It's called a pyrometer. We want to know what the temperature is in the top of the balloon. We try not to exceed 250 degrees at the skin of the balloon, up against the fabric. However, deep down in the core of the balloon may be 450 degrees. That's very, very hot. But the ambient air outside the skin of the balloon cools the warm air up against it. So the skin temperature is never up beyond 250 degrees.
In addition to the baskets, the balloon envelopes are designed to precise specifications. Most are made of ripstop nylon or Dacron, and the average balloon takes about 1,100 to 1,400 square yards of fabric. And the envelopes come in every imaginable design and color. In Albuquerque, however, not all is what it seems.
You know, I was standing a quarter mile back, looked over here, and I thought I saw a very large balloon in the distance. Well, come to find out, it's a very small balloon very close to me. Over here we have Bernard, who's the pilot of this aircraft.
Hi,
Bernard,
Bill.
what do we have here?
This is a quarter-scale radio-controlled hot air balloon. 1,000 cubic foot model.
So it has burners just like a real hot air balloon?
Real hot air balloon burners, but quarter scale down.
And it's burning what fuel?
Liquid propane, just like the real balloons.
I see, and you do it by remote control. I see. I see it's also attached to this tether line. Do you ever fly it without the tether line?
We do free flight built untethered. Depending on the wind conditions, it's very vulnerable to wind, and it will go very fast without a tether on it.
Okay, who out there would like to fly a hot air balloon? All of you? Yeah. Who would trade me a sucker to fly this hot air balloon? Well, where's your sucker? Huh? First one to give me a sucker. All right.
10-year-old Josh Raddick gets picked, and he's one happy kid. Balloons work magic on kids.
Gosh, he flies better than I do. Wow! Look at that. Josh is flying that thing. Holy smokes. He's 10 years old and flying a hot air balloon.
I want to.
You want to.
And that special magic can make us all feel like kids again.
This is quite a sight here. Behind me, we have over 450 balloons. This is only the first wave of a mass ascension of over 900 balloons. We have over 150,000 people behind us. The excitement is mounting. I can feel electricity in the air.
The mass ascensions are the embodiment of this special magic of ballooning. People love to wander among the balloons and to touch the balloons and to watch their launches.
You know, launching 450 balloons at one time is a very, very trying situation. It looks simple, but it's very, very difficult and quite complex. It can be quite unsafe also if it's not properly done. You'll see these balloons standing up straight, but 200 feet above it, they're probably running 18 to 20 knots. That's fast. The balloons must go through that wind shear, climb to altitude, and then do what we call the box and come back. That's where the wind slows down. That transition area is very, very difficult and can be quite dangerous if not properly done. The pilots must pay careful attention to everything above them and below them.
There are 60 launch directors who run like wild zebras. In fact, they dress like zebras. So they're called, you got it, zebras.
What we're doing right now is one of the most critical things of having a safe launch. I'm working with one of the zebras here. He's prepared to launch this orange balloon in front of us. Safety is paramount. They're getting the balloon light at equilibrium. The crew is holding it down. He's going to give him the signal to go and ask him if he's all ready. Here you go.
I'd rather walk out into there.
I'm going to walk out that way. Yes, I'd like to walk out.
Ready to release? Come on. Ready for
Keep your weight on.
Okay, now he's telling the pilot to get at equilibrium, keep the weight on. They're going to taxi the aircraft south.
You're going to clear me on that, right?
Clear you on
I'm
that.
going to be watching you like a hawk. I'm going to go out.
The zebra is clearing him above. He must make certain that no balloons are coming over the top. It would be quite dangerous if he pulled up up under a basket there. Okay, we're following the zebra. He's in complete control of this balloon right now. And when he gives a thumbs up, it's okay for the pilot to launch. Make certain the pilot is clear. Okay, thumbs up. The pilot's clear to launch. Looks like we have good, safe launch. It's people like this man right here that create a safe launch and safe flying conditions for all these great pilots.
And they keep on running.
Because of our ability to ensure safety for the spectators, that allows them on the field up close to the balloons while the balloons are launching.
You never know where you'll be going during a mass ascension. Depends on the winds. Once in a while, unexpected landings can be, well, neighborly. Landings in neighborhoods are just part of life in Albuquerque. This passenger balloon had to replace a fuel tank, so why not chat with the residents?
but I just kept watching it come toward me, toward my house.
How's he going to get her over that house?
Then load up more propane, get a quick snapshot, load up passengers, and then launch. One of the most popular events in Albuquerque is the mass ascension of the special shape balloons.
It was only a few years ago that a special shaped balloon was a conventional shape with maybe an ear off the side or a horn or maybe a leaf off the top. Today, your only limitation is your imagination.
Don't try to adjust your television. Yes, it's a giant cow. And of course, a giant bunny. Anything is possible here in Albuquerque.
Last year I had 76 shapes. This year was my goal to have 100 shapes, and I got real close, had 94, 95, 96, and I said I can't do just 99. I have to have 100, and so as it turned out, I got 101.
World-class pilot Wayne Bond flies Little Buck, a piggy bank balloon, one of the most popular shapes in Albuquerque.
Wow, what a balloon.
Well, actually, if you look up here, Bill, you'll see that we have his little piggy tail sticking out. Then if you'll come down, you'll see the dollar bill that's sticking out of his pocket.
Ah, the name Little Buck.
Little Buck. And then if you'll come on down, you'll see actually a vent hole where the hot air goes in and it puffs up his tennis shoes. It's just like a little boy, we keep the shoestring on tight, so yeah, and that's probably been one of the main features on this particular balloon is people love that little shoestring hanging down.
And we get a very special visit with another popular shape.
I've always wanted to do this. One more, just one more.
Yes, Mickey Mouse came with us all the way from Disneyland. We're putting up our Air Force One and our Castle balloon, Castle in the Sky.
Mickey let us take a peek inside the Castle in the Sky balloon.
I'm inside the cloud in the castle in the sky. Believe it or not, to get to this point, I had to crawl through 2 chambers, through vents like this, then through here. And David, how complicated is this balloon?
Bill, this was probably one of the most complicated balloons ever built. In fact, 4 years before it was actually built, they told us it could not happen. We're up now into the main body of the castle. If you look at it from the outside, you've got the front and the clock faces and all that you can see up looking into it.
Wow.
Again, looking through the big holes, you can see on the outside where it says Disneyland and all on there.
What is this hole over here?
Okay,
Up in here, this is the one I want to go in.
Okay, the turret's going all the way around. If you look at it from the outside, little parts that are pointed, there's like 7 of them that look just alike.
And this pile of fabric right here, as it's pressurized from the mouth of the balloon, turns into a turret like this. And as they add heat to it, these turrets will rise up. The whole castle will be standing on a cloud deck down there. On the bottom end is a big cloud, and it truly becomes a castle in the sky.
It's 145 feet from the basket to the top up here, and this is also where our deflation panels and all.
Wow, now this really looks complicated up in here. What is this hanging down?
This is all part of the vent to be able to spill a little bit of air out.
How much does this thing weigh?
There's 1,000 pounds of fabric alone in it.
Wow, you must be awfully good at piloting to fly this thing.
Well, I think sometimes it takes a lot of luck and real good weather.
One of the most magnificent special shapes ever constructed, this is the last year for the Magic Castle balloon. This is its farewell flight. But Air Force One will continue, and who knows what we may see in the future from the Magic Kingdom. One of the fun things about this event is that spectators can mingle up close with the balloons during the launch. Then after the balloons fly off, spectators can then visit Concession Row. There's all kinds of food, from fancy to fast.
How about some Smokin' Joe's corn, smoked with applewood?
And of course, Albuquerque is home of the famous original breakfast burrito. With eggs, potato, bacon, green chili, and cheddar cheese.
A favorite breakfast on a cold balloon morning, TJ cinnamon rolls.
Fajitas from Austin, Texas. Guacamole, hot sauce, chicken, cheese, lettuce, you name it, it's the best in town.
And you'll find all kinds of gifts and collector's goodies.
Well, all these pins in this case here are $5. How do you get to that pin?
For example, balloonists love pins.
This set of pins right here, each of these costs $5 a piece. Behind me, however, I have 25 pins that were for sale in 1972. Kevin White, what's the value of these pins now?
The approximate value of these pins is about $3,000.
I can't spend that kind of money on an empty stomach. Let's eat. We'll hitch a ride and visit some tailgate parties. Pilots love to eat.
What is in here is a special concoction of your favorite cracker, followed by a delicious cream cheese with a magnificent pepper jelly, the hottest you can stand, right on top of it. Melts in your mouth, sets your mouth on fire, and immediately sends you to the heavens. So, Bill?
Have at it, Bill. Launch me to the heavens. I need to go.
Launch you will.
Oh, take a big bite.
That's not hot, that's mild. We make it every year. It's tradition for the J&Ns that we have tailgate with pepper jelly.
Jim Hawley makes the jelly.
I see all those seeds in there.
Not too many. That's all ground up pepper.
I'm waiting for it to kick in. It's beginning to kick in. This is from heaven. This is from hell.
Deep fat frying. Turkey, Cajun turkey. And right over here we have the chef, Cajun Charlie Shrimp. Charlie, what do we have going here?
This is the turkey injected with a special Cajun recipe, deep fried in peanut oil.
Oh my goodness, wow. Woo. This is a balloonist delight. What do you call that?
This is called a turkey yaya.
Are you a turkey yaya?
I'm a turkey yaya.
Look at one that's already been cooked over here. Ooh. Ooh. Mr. Food would say, mmm, so good.
This is the most moist, best turkey you'll ever taste. Delicious.
Okay, this turkey is fried in peanut oil at 3.5 minutes a pound at 350 degrees.
So good.
Even our producer loved it. It's good to fill up so you can go home and sleep because there's night action at the Fiesta.
Have you ever cooked a burger from the inside out?
On several nights during the Fiesta, the world-famous balloon glow lights up the sky. The glows are very popular in Albuquerque. Pilots inflate their balloons just for the fire and spectacle of colors to dazzle the spectators.
Sweetheart, what's your favorite balloon out here tonight?
The polar bear.
The polar bear. What's your favorite balloon?
Polar bear.
You like the polar bear too? You really enjoy this stuff.
It makes you feel like a little kid again.
Right. If you have too many hot toddies, and this is what you'll see. How would you like to be stepped on by a size 1,584 shoe size? That's quite a foot.
America's Gas Challenge balloon race began here last year in Albuquerque and now draws competitors from all over the world. The gas used is helium. Balloons are laid out under netting to contain them as they're filled with this gas. It takes about 3 to 4 hours to fill a balloon.
On site, we have 3 of these helium transport trucks, each one capable of filling 5 gas balloons. In these tubes is $15,000 worth of helium. Therefore, it takes $3,000 worth to fill each balloon. Here's the valve that goes to the helium truck. Inside this inflation tube is a diffuser that makes the helium spread out in many different directions. And this is all comes from right here. $3,000 worth of helium. This is the crown or the top of a gas balloon, and very securely fitted in this round area is the valve. This is very, very, very critical. Any leakage can be disastrous in this flight. Right under this gentleman's hand is the big spring. The pilot from the bottom of the basket pulls the valve line. The valve drops into the balloon, and around 30 pounds of lift is lost per second. The longer he holds it open, the more lift is lost. This is very, very, very critical. Any leakage can be disastrous in this flight. He must maintain a proper seal. This helium balloon has a capacity of 1,000 cubic meters. Now that's smaller than the average hot air balloon you see. The average hot air balloon you see flying is usually around 77,000 cubic feet. The reason these balloons can be so small is that helium has 4 times the lift of hot air. And you can use a much smaller balloon and carry roughly 2 times the load. This balloon right here is capable of carrying around a 2,000-pound useful load there. I'm here basket side with Mark Sullivan, one of the competitors in this year's America's Challenge race. And Mark, it looks like you have some pretty sophisticated equipment on board. And why don't you explain some of this to me here?
Okay. Of course, we have a altimeter with a sounder, tells you if you're going up or down. So, you know, when it's night and you're not paying attention, this will help you out. You got oxygen. So if you go over 12,500, you have oxygen. Of course, binoculars. You carry, besides the regular standard emergency stuff, you got backups. We got night vision with a harness, headgear. Kind of sits on your head like one of these space age deals. Sits like this. Your night vision sits out here, so you can drive at night. These are the standard aviation lights that all aircraft have to carry. All the balloons are carrying these just to keep contact from happening with other aircraft.
All right, and here I think is one of the more important pieces of equipment I know about these.
Yeah, this is a barograph. This records your flight. It records your altitudes and times.
You can actually take the barograph, plug it into a computer, and it'll print out your flight profile. And Mark, they always ask, everyone wants to know about these distance flight, about one most important piece of equipment. We talked about the valve, we talked about the barograph, we talked about your instruments. Is this not the most important piece of equipment you carry on board?
That's sure one of them.
Okay, all right, just wanted to know. This is the gondola to a 1,000-meter balloon. It has a lift of around 2,000 pounds. So when the balloon is full of helium, we must counterbalance that lift with the same amount of ballast. Each bag weighs approximately 35 pounds. So if we're at equilibrium, in other words, the balloon is just ready to fly, or maybe it's 6 inches off the ground, if you were to drop one bag of ballast, the balloon will climb approximately 800 feet. The pilot has a simple kitchen scoop, and when he wants to finesse the altitude, he may just let a little ballast off like that. Of course, he'll be dropping it overboard, and he can raise that balloon 20 feet. Maybe he wants to go 35 feet. Looking at his altimeter, he may find a wind that's going in the direction that he wants, so he can fine-tune this thing and be incredibly accurate with his altitude. This is a drag rope, one of the more important pieces of equipment on a gas balloon. This is used in the landing process. As a matter of fact, a gas balloon has great difficulty landing safely without a drag rope. As the pilot nears the ground, he throws the drag line over. It turns the balloon and properly orients it for deflation. It lessens the weight of the balloon, therefore ballasting the balloon. It flares out and the pilot can make a very safe landing, even in winds as high as 35 knots.
All pilots must be ready by sundown. As the helium fills the balloon, crews are busy. Just before sunset, we meet a distinctive first-time passenger.
The America's Challenge is becoming world known for the quality of pilots here. How do you feel about all that attention coming here?
Oh, it's just absolutely fantastic, because what it does, it just draws attention to really the flight conditions that exist in New Mexico. I'm a private pilot. I fly a Bonanza, and I'll tell you what, 360 days out of the year you can fly VFR in New Mexico. And it is a beautiful state, it's a diverse state, and really this just highlights all of that.
Since the pilots will launch into darkness and not touch the ground for days, every detail must be double-checked.
This is David Gleed, a Canadian pilot from Vancouver. He's flying one of the gas balloons. What's your strategy for this race tonight?
Well, we want to go west as much as possible. And if we can find that wind later on throughout the flight, we figure on the second day we'll get a little more westerly component. So we'll be able to get into Arizona and maybe into California.
How long do you think you can keep this thing in the air?
Good question. Well, hopefully we can get 2 nights out of it. So I'm hoping 42, maybe 56 hours, somewhere in there.
We're going to go a little bit different than probably everybody else. We're going to go up to about 10, 12,000 feet this evening and head towards Amarillo, Texas.
Matter of fact, after getting the first weather report, we had to go out and buy new maps because we're going southwest towards Phoenix, very slowly. So our strategy will be not to go up high right away, but to try and stay up as long as possible, maybe even 3 days.
Just after sunset, when the air is the calmest, each gas balloon is brought to the launch platform one at a time. They must launch according to the parameters that create a level playing field for all the competitors. Each balloon gets the same conditions to launch for a fair start. No cash prize, only a trophy and a lot of pride. It's hard work, but every gas pilot will tell you it's worth it.
All hands off. All hands. Okay. 1 bag of sand.
After racing the winds to the northeast into Oklahoma and down to the southwest into deep Mexico, the final results of the America's Challenge gas race are: first, David Levin; second, Mike Wallace; third, Leslie Davies; and fourth, Troy Bradley. It's become an Albuquerque tradition, the Pontiac key grab. On only one pole is a key to a new 1997 Pontiac Sunbird. Pilots must fly over a mile from off the field and negotiate their balloon with no means of steering to within reach of the tiny key. It takes a volatile combination of skill and a little bit of luck with the wind gods. Waiting on the field is the Pontiac pilot, Phil Glebe, a world-class balloonist and competitor.
This year is going to be a really exciting event for Pontiac. Unlike previous years where we would launch out of here, which would then signify the beginning of the event where people can launch to fly in here, this year it's going to be a timed event. These balloons, and behind as you see a sky full of balloons, they can take off whenever they want to, and they already have. They've got to be here. The first one to grab that key after 8:15 is going to win that brand new Pontiac. So if somebody can time it just right, almost like the start of a boat race, if you time the start of it right and you're there right on the money, you're gonna come away a winner. The winds are ideal for what we want to do this morning. We've got a great little box going. The guys are taking off to the east of us. Up above at about 400 or 500 feet, the winds are back to the northwest. And what they're doing is getting up there and hanging in that slow air, lining up, jockeying for position, trying to center themselves so that at just the right moment, which is coming up very soon now, they're going to take off and make their run towards the pole and try and get that new Pontiac.
I'm going to take you all on a ride with me so you can see what it's like going into a field during this type of competition. We may even get lucky and win a car, but we'll definitely have some fun. It all begins with trying to find the right place to launch. I looked for my brother Bruce flying the Cadillac balloon. I eventually found Bruce. You know, he won the $10,000 first prize last year in Albuquerque, so he knows a few good tricks. Of course, I taught him all he knows. We were waiting for just the right moment to launch. We had to guess just right, because the field would open at exactly the same time for all 902 pilots.
Okay, this one works fine. The problem is, if they've calculated right, we're sitting on the ground and the key's gone. But if they're wrong, they got to work a lot harder to get back to it.
We got a good start, and off a mile away, a flashing light on the pole with the Pontiac key.
We go to the north, make a descent, go right towards that Pontiac balloon. But I'd like to make one good run. It appears that everyone's coming down too soon. Therefore, I'm going further to the northwest. Watching the other balloons react with the changing wind is very, very important, but the winds change moment by moment. Several pilots get close, but this ain't horseshoes. It's a very small key to grab.
We may have direct line from the target right here without the curl. Bruce, what do you think about a low approach? Okay, we're going to make a run on it.
I get caught too high and wide. Competition is fierce. And before Bruce gets there, the key is taken. Great flying. Richard Abruzzo wins the new Pontiac. In the background, you see approximately 800 balloons coming in on one of the most exciting events of all ballooning, perhaps the biggest prize money ever. It's actually not prize money. It's for a $100,000 home. All the pilots have to do is fly right over here. This represents the chimney to this house. They have to drop a marker down the top of this chimney, and if they do that, they win a $100,000 home already built right here in Albuquerque. Now, if two people drop one in there, they each get a key to the front door. One of the keys works, and one of them doesn't. With the wind steerage that's happening right now, someone or maybe several people are going to drop markers right down this chimney. The pilots out here are very busy. Not only do they have to throw at the $100,000 home, they make a run at the pole for $2,500 or the red balloon for instant gratification of $100. Then they must come by this target and throw a marker here for the overall championship. They're measured in feet and inches from the center of this target. Bruce, what's your strategy in coming in and win this $100,000 home?
We took off to the northeast, and we knew we would have to curl up, and I'm in the middle of my curl right now, and we are moving almost due west at this time.
What Bruce just told me is that he launched to the east. He's going to climb high, move to the northwest, and then to the west, and he's going to descend and come back to the south-southeast. And he hopes to approach the target from the north-northwest and come down low. When you come down low, you get a left turn. You see these balloons move to the left. Who's pilot 247? Can I find out? Okay, pilot number 247 is making an outstanding approach. Good throw on the target. Now he's got a shot for this $100,000 home. A great approach. Oh, we may have a winner. Oh, I'm getting excited. Take your time, take your time. It's got to go in the top. Can he do it? Will he do it? Is it 100,000? Be careful. You got it. Throw it in there. Oh, no! Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. He set it up perfectly. He set it up perfectly. Looks like we could have another winner right here. Take your time. He's got a good run on it. He's got a real good run on it. Make certain of your throw. Drop it in there. Throw it. Oh, he threw it too late. He threw too late. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be exciting. This home's going to be given away. This black Cameron Beaver here has a real shot at winning this home. He's low. He's probably going to have to climb up to 20 feet to drop it in. He's got a good track. I think he's got a real chance at winning this thing. Let's see what happens. Most of the pilots have been throwing a little bit late. If he's close enough, he can drop it in there. Oh, it looks good. It looks good. Make sure you get it in there. Yes, yes, yes! We have a winner! All right! All right! All right! Woo! All right! All right! I can't believe it! I've done this a lot and I'm excited. I didn't win anything. Okay, Bruce, we have one winner. Come in and make it two. I'm coming. The orange and black balloon has a real good shot. I think he's more. Okay, here we go. Well, looks like we have another possible winner. Let's see what their throws are like.
Orange and black, come in and do it. We may have 2 keys for the door. He's looking good. David Gleed from Canada. David Gleed, can you do it? David, be careful, drop it in, David. Yes, yes, we have 2. We have 2. Oh, it's gonna be more exciting because we now have to take 2 keys to see which one opens the door. Oh, I don't know. She's gonna be a little bit west. Let's see what the throw's like. Come up, come up. She may be pushed off by this balloon, which will help her. Come in, get it. Come up, come up, come up. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Oh, no, so close, so close. We almost had our 3rd winner. Okay, Bruce has an excellent run at it. I don't want to disturb him. I taught him how to do this, you know. He's making a good run at it. I think he can win. This is going to be really, really exciting. He's going to have to make a good throw. Come up. Let's see how he does. You got some drift, a lot of drift. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh, I thought I had a home to move in because I was going to make him give it to me. My goodness, good job, good job. I think he can do it if he makes a good throw. If he makes a good throw, he may be $100,000 richer. Good throw. Yes, yes, we have 3, yes. All right, holy smoke.
Dan Haler, pilot of the giant Energizer Bunny, made a chimney drop off the field, and his key fit the door to a $100,000 new home. In the final results, Brad Hyde scored the most points to win first place, a brand new hot air balloon valued at $22,000.
You know, we've had a great time. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm going to go eat. It's difficult to describe the beauty of what I see. I've seen it thousands of times. I have over 3,000 flights, and it never ceases to amaze me. Somehow, I feel like that our Creator has allowed us to spend a few quiet moments into His space, and it's quite a thrill. I'm always amazed.